What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. This video is entitled Every Child is a Blessing, but Every Parent Isn't. See, children are blessings, but the children ain't really the problem. When these children get older and they become the bad kids you talking about, or they become the bad teenagers you talking about, the kids with no morals, they out here licking ice cream, you know, they become horrible adults, and you keep having kids talking about these kids are blessing. The kids was all blessings. Who wasn't a blessing was the parent. The parent taught all these bad behaviors. The parent is the one that coddled that kid. The parent is the one that gave that kid a moral compass, pointed straight to hell. So all of the people out here who want to be quote unquote parents and have kids like they blessings, but you don't want to change your demonic ways. And I hate to say demonic, but I don't hate to say demonic, because all of this idea that you can say whatever you want, do whatever you want, treat people however you want, and then your kids come along and it's cute. Their norm is your dysfunction. These kids didn't just get dysfunctional just because, they came here an angel and just one day they tripped and fell and hit their head, and then the inner Satan spawn just blew up and you had nothing to do with it. No. You turned your blessing into you let your generational curse pour into your quote unquote blessing. Sometimes when you having kids that you can't take care of them, or an amount that you can't take care of, but these kids are all a blessing from God. I ain't gonna lie to you. All these kids are a blessing from God, but you ain't a blessing to these kids. Real talk, like, when these kids need something important, they want something, you don't have it. And I'm not just talking financially. You don't have it in you. You don't have the love in you to give. That kid's a blessing. That kid loves you, but you don't have any love to give that kid back. So you're not really a blessing to that kid. You're that kid's parent, and you can't teach that kid anything because you didn't learn anything of value or substance to give that kid. So you're not a blessing to that kid. You want the school to do it. You want the coach to do it. You want the pastor to do it. You want your immediate, your nuclear, immediate, and extended family to do it. And then you got other people coming along, always doing something to help your kid that you can't do. It's not in you to do. It takes a village to raise a child. But admit, if you give the child to the village, it's because you had nothing to give to the child in the first place. You just had the kid. And some people get addicted to having kids or get baby fever and just want kids. But the initial life, some people just want babies. And I'm going to say it that way. Some people want babies. And when that baby's not a baby anymore, they it loses its luster. And some people want productive adults, so they may not be into babies per se, but they're gonna be a blessing to that kid to make it a productive adult. They're gonna rock the baby and hug the baby and feed the baby, but they're gonna put that baby down because it's a baby. It's a little too fragile for me. But when that kid gets in a certain age and space where I can teach him stuff, oh yeah, I got you. I'm gonna be a blessing to that kid, right? Those people are blessings to kids. The people who just want babies are not. The people who want kids to save them, hopefully they are really a blessing from God, and the idea that they were here, they just hit the DNA lottery of whatever, and in spite of all of their circumstances, they become uber successful to the point that they can lift the whole family out of poverty or break all the generational curses in the family. You know, they're the special one. You had the special kid. That's why that kid is a blessing. And the kid is a blessing to everybody around them, but all the people around them aren't really a blessing to them because they're the savior. You know, the children are becoming people's messiahs while you're out here being a sinner. Or while we're out here being sinners, right? We're trying to have a messiah to save us, though even though we're wayward. We're the prodigal son in our actions, right? So, you know, the kid, all children are a blessing, but every parent isn't. You know, some parents want kids to treat them like they wish the world would have treated them. I want my kid to be my love slave, my love servant. I want my kid to put me on a pedestal, to exalt me. You know, I want my kid to always do what I say the way I said it, because I never got a chance to tell somebody the power to make somebody do what I wanted them to do. So I'm gonna have a kid because the kid's gonna have to do what I wanted to do. And when I realize this kid can grow up and leave, I'm gonna mentally break this kid so they're gonna always be with me. So the kid was a blessing, but the parent wasn't. You know, people don't want to take into consideration that you have a situation where some people are disappointed that their kids aren't better than them, even though they give their kids no tools to be better than them. You know, because some people are stagnant. We think that, you know, normally a parent pours into a child and that child is going to have a leg up on society. Sometimes the parent got poured into by the parents and either just stayed stagnant or regressed. And then they had a child and they're trying to act as though, you know, they were at a certain level, but they're really a level below the level that their parents started them out at. Or they're at the same level because they actually didn't put in the work to just take it up a notch. So now this kid is a blessing because ignorance is bliss, and they don't know that the parent isn't a blessing because the parent didn't really make any improvements. The parent got the torch passed to them and they just let it die. And now they're giving the next generation an empty torch and, you know, nothing to light it with. And then when they light it, then they're going to say, see, this is how it actually goes. When the kid finds out, no, it's not. Because the grandparents passed the torch to you and it was fully lit. And you had all of these things that went along with the torch to make sure it kept going. You chose to not take the responsibility to carry the torch. So you threw it in some water. And now all of a sudden, and then you put it in the closet. And now all of a sudden, you know, you got your child that's supposed to carry it to the next generation in the finish line while you've been on vacation for your leg of the carrying the torch tour. Right? So, you know, the child is a blessing because the child actually carries on the torch. And normally the grandparents and the other family see this, but the parent wasn't a blessing to the child because now that child has to make up its generation's work and its parents' generation's work, which is completely disrespectful, right? This is why I say, you know, every child is a blessing, but every parent isn't. You know, ask all these teachers out here, you know, who the kids are out of line, and then they meet the parents. They're like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I get it now. Ask all these coaches out here. They meet the parents. Oh, I get it now. Sometimes you can ask the police. Sometimes I see why this kid like that, because to that parent, the kid was a blessing, but to that kid, that parent wasn't. So I'm done on this one. Like, share, subscribe. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.